Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Dead TCG pack opening video. Today we'll be looking at the Zatch Bell trading card game, or Zatch Bell the Card Battle, as it's called on the package. Yet again, a game brought to us by Bandai, who I believe has been the creator of, or publisher I guess, of every game I've covered on this channel thus far, and they've made this one, and I think they also published Dragonborn, which is a game I'll be doing next. This is starter set 1, so it's just one pre-made deck. Give you a little idea what this is about, we'll read the back. Zatch Bell the Card Battle is the first collectible card game with no deck to shuffle, no draw or discard phase, no cards in hand to reconcile. I almost thought I misread that. I don't know if I'd use the word reconcile there. Construct each page of your spellbook and utilize the pages to gain magic points and cast offensive and defensive spells. Reinforce your Mamoto with powerful events or human partners to provide support. Starter set includes 32 game cards, holographic card included, a spellbook, game manual, special Zatch Bell coin, and an MP counter. And there are 5 spellbooks apparently available. I have 2, this one and one other that I'll be opening in another video. They have the Zatch Bell website listed at the top. I tried to visit it. It's been dead for ages. I used the archive.org to try and look at it, but it seemed like they didn't capture a lot of the images from the site. So the formatting is all messed up, and a lot of the time I can't even see what it was that they were trying to, advertise in the first place. Is there a year printed on this somewhere? 2003 to 2005. So, guessing, I don't know if that's like the copyright for Zatch Bell as a whole or this game. What I could see of the website, it seemed like it was updated into like 2006 with some references to like ruling FAQs and tournament advertisements. Weirdly, this actually opens from the side. Throw this box off to the side. I think this is a game mat. Might look at that last. I hate unfolding these paper game mats. Got a rule book. I'm not going to bother to look through that. I already looked at like a scanned version of it online so I could talk about the game before I opened it. Maybe you could enter some sort of competition. That seems to be something you can mail in. Here is a fairly interesting part of the game. So, as it was talking about, you don't have a hand or anything. You just get this spell book, which has little slots you can insert the cards into. And you play by slowly flipping through your spellbook over the course of the game. I'll get into that more when I describe the rules as actually looking at the cards, which are wrapped up in this cardboard thing. See if I can get a good look at the coin. Just plastic, it's fine. .32 card. I was going to call it a deck. It's not really. They explicitly say that it's not really a deck at all. Oh, cool. Very tight shrink wrap plastic around it. That'll be fun to get off. There we go. Managed to get a cut in it. And the rest tears right off. Slide paper ring off. So we've got some counters. You get like MP over the course of the game. You just use these, I guess. Pretty thin, but it's not like it needs to be anything special. You could use anything for the MP counters. And on to the cards themselves. Oh, you know what? I'll show the back as I always do. Got the back here. Doesn't matter too much because it's not even like you'll be seeing it. You just keep cards in their pouches for the most part. I don't know if anything goes into play face down. Still decent looking, just name of the game and a logo. First card is a holographic. This is a, does it list the card type? Well, either way, this is a Momoto card. So the way this game works is you have your Momoto cards. I think the first card in your spellbook, because you have to place the cards in a specific order, has to be a Momoto. On your turn, you have to play, or you can play, a Momoto from your spellbook on the current page into one of the 3 active Momoto slots. From there, you can either, well, I guess on your first turn, I don't know if you can do anything past that. On any subsequent turn, you're allowed to turn up to 3 pages of your spellbook. And whenever you voluntarily turn a page, you get 2 MP. The MP can then be used to play a spell like this. I think that's the MP cost up in the top right, so you see this costs 1. On your turn, you can play attacking cards. That's a defending. This is an attacking card. So you can play your attacking card to declare an attack on an opponent. They can play a defending card. This can do either. And then you compare the power of your Momoto along with the power bonus provided by the spell, apply some effects, because most of them have effect text. Higher one wins. If you are attacking and you win, your opponent has to turn 1 page, or a number equal to that bottom right number, of pages from their spellbook. When you reach the end of your spellbook, you lose the game. So it's kind of a balance. You're being forced to turn by your opponent, which is bad, but at the same time, you want to turn your own pages voluntarily on your turn to get MP and reach the cards that you want. It's interesting that this is a game with 0 randomness. I'm guessing they were really trying to push the competitive aspect of this game because theoretically the more skilled player would always win, especially if you are good at playing the meta and you build your spellbook and the order of your spells. And the fact that you get to pick the order of your spells also really matters for testing deck building ability. I guess the only other card type, I think, is event cards. I think this might be an event card? Doesn't have a power bonus. You're only allowed to play one of these per turn. It, buffs up one of your things, debuffs an opponent. I think they still have the same attack and defend restriction that the spell cards have. Reading the rulebook, the game definitely has a lot of complexity, and I don't feel like they did a great job. Just trying to organize the cards I was putting off to the side. They don't do a great job explaining all of that complexity. There's a brief paragraph mentioning first in, first out order, or no, first in, last out? I can't even remember at this point. It's like the stack in Magic the Gathering, where cards that are played last resolve first, so you can definitely respond to your opponent's stuff with your own cards. But you're only allowed to play 1 event per turn. You're only allowed to play the active or open paged cards from your spellbook, which is only up to 2. So there's not really a ton of opportunity to do stuff. There's just very few cards that you could activate. And it's also not abundantly clear when you are allowed to activate something in response to your opponent. I'd really be interested in checking this game out a bit more. I've tried to do that with at least Battle Spirits, which does have an online community, and I convinced a friend of mine to try it out with me. This is, I guess, the final card. Oh, glad I saw that. Another thing in this game that makes it a bit interesting is the, I think it's intermediate and then superior system. So cards with intermediate, you're only allowed to play on like the 12th page or later in your spellbook, and superior is like the 22nd and later. I could be getting those numbers wrong, but there's definitely a page limit. So for a game that doesn't have like a strictly increasing amount of mana, like in Magic the Gathering, it's still an interesting way to have increasing power as the game continues on. So that's it for the first starter deck. I'm definitely going to talk about this game a lot more. I've got 2 more products to open, but I'll be doing those in other videos just to keep time reasonable, because I feel like if I did just 2 and then 1, I would end up with 1 medium length video and 1 short one. If I did everything, it would be 1 super long video. So stay tuned for the other 2 pack openings if you're interested in those. I'm just going to be recording them right now, so there won't be a super long delay between the videos being uploaded. See you next time.